Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac. Correct me if I'm wrong, we've had some good runs lately though, by my estimation. Oh, you know what? This is the exact same freaking seed. I didn't mean to do that there. I didn't even realize. When we played as that Kane run last time, that was the exact same seed that I used for the NLSS a couple of days prior to that. That's something I should not have done, but in the end, I didn't notice it, and the run didn't end up being truly incredible, although it was good. So that's fine, but let's just, you know, that's water under the bridge. I was like, man, we've been starting with that layout with the item room directly above me, and a D6 ready to go for quite some time now. Anyway, last run, it went very well. Now that I see why, I totally understand. It's weird, though, because that's the second time I played that seed. I believe I won on both runs, but both went very differently. Mind you, I was Kane on that run that I just did, and that's an example of, you know, the weird kind of random generation of the Binding of Isaac and how even being on the same seed can have different results, although in particular in this case it was because we had different characters. But yeah, we ended up, and Nick had the same seed. He ended up getting like Mom's Knife, Polyphemus, stuff like that. We ended up like rolling with Spider Butt for the entirety of the game and relying on good pills to carry us. That's I don't want to say it's an unlosable seed, because I know Josh and Nick did lose it on stream, but it certainly seems to be a good one. So if you want to play 8069 like 085 or something like that. I remember it was boobs with 69 in the middle is how it was described to me by Josh, who obviously came up with it. By all means, go check it out, see how it differs for you. But that cheapens the last victory somewhat, but it was still a fun run. And I can't believe I didn't notice it until now. But I guess in a way that makes sense. But in any case, we're back to basics here as Isaac. Really stupid way for me to take damage there, lost a Spirit Heart. Oh well. Not the end of the world. You know what? Typically, yes, I do like picking up the crate in this situation. I like picking up the crate in this situation because it gives us a key that we can actually use to open some of the item rooms here. Let's see what our tarot card is first. Death. We'll take our pill right away. That's amazing. I'm very glad that we got that. So, we did get the HP upgrade in addition to the other stuff that we've got going on. And I will go back to that boss room, but I want to wait until I obviously have the opportunity to maybe snag a deal with the devil of some sort. Or a reroll on the deal with the devil, rather, if I'm being 100% correct and non-ambiguous in my wording. We also got Blue Baby's Soul. It's you know, it is what it is. I don't like it very much, but it's a trinket, and it will add a little bit of power to our run. Very, very slightly. But really, we're looking at a stellar, well, not stellar necessarily, but we're looking to hopefully get a stellar combo on the boss room item and the deal with the devil, with probably one potential reroll, but we'll see how it works out. Let's see what we've got in our item room. It's a speed upgrade. This is not the worst item we could possibly get, but certainly we would want to get something better. And I don't necessarily want to go to the other item room right away, because I might rather, if I only have one more key available on this floor, I might rather go to the shop. And on the shop, I am fairly likely to find a good item. At the very least, we know that I'm not going to find a mini-boss, so that could be worthwhile. Secret rooms, very difficult to come by, especially on a Cellar XL level, but we'll see. This might be a weird situation where if I get Pageant Boy from the boss, I actually don't want to reroll it. So we'll fight our second boss. Truth be told, consumable-wise, we've had a pretty lucky floor so far. 11 cents is pretty good. 6 bombs is way more than you would expect to begin with, and 1 key is more than we started with at the very least, but we've got work to do if we're gonna open up all of the possible scenes on this level. And really, you know, Game of Thrones, the television show based on the book series, A Song of Ice and Fire. Maybe the book series is actually called Game of Thrones, but the first book is A Song of Ice and Fire. Whatever. I know that when it's mislabeled, it always makes people angry. I did my best to make it right, but maybe I just made it worse, and I apologize for that. You can direct your, you know, literary nerd rage at me on Twitter if you'd like to. Raise my clout score as we're going through the motions of that again and again. But yeah, that's a Game of Thrones. Isaac's a game of seams, man. Every possible item room, every possible item pedestal is a seam, and if you pull at enough of the seams, the game starts to unravel. You get a good item. We'll talk about that. We know that there is a health upgrade in our rotation, so that seems pretty good. This is a fucked up situation. I don't really like either of these, but we did just get a nickel, which is awesome, so if we get nothing else, then the deal with the devil room is at least okay. It's tempting. The reason it's tempting is if we take, like, 9 lives, we can then, maybe get a health upgrade in our pills, but I think I'm just going to take the pills instead and be okay with it. Have we seen any of these? These don't look familiar to me, but we'll see. So we got a Tears upgrade. That's good. We got a Balls of Steel pill, which is amazing. We got a speed upgrade, which is fine. And a health downgrade. So that kind of sucks, but we did get a Tears upgrade as a result of that. Overall, I would say that's a net negative, but shit happens. Let's see if we can get another reroll. not the best floor for us. And again, game of seams, not many of these seams have opened up nicely for us yet. That being said, we did possibly set ourselves up for the possibility of getting a deal with the angel by skipping this deal with the devil room. Thought about picking up some of the items, but there really just wasn't anything that I thought was super valuable. We don't want to open this item room, actually. It was kind of a habit to open it, but I pulled myself out of that at the last second. If we get another key, that's going to be our #1 priority, but first things first, we want to go to the shop. I'm just trying to earn another reroll. Oh, that was kind of bad. I just want to earn another reroll first. Alright, well, we'll check this out now. So that theoretically I can reroll whatever's in the shop or in one of these shitty item rooms. But this is not a shitty item room. This is a pretty good one. Daddy Longlegs. Basically like a miniature version of the death card that will fire multiple times per level, but only on a single target foe. That's fine. 1 bomb for 2 pennies is not a very good deal, but we have 6 bombs. We can shoot the fire, and maybe this will show us the secret room. So, yeah, we lost a little bit on that transaction, but so be it. That takes us up to 20 cents, which is one of the magic numbers when it comes to shops. We could also get maybe a little bit more money. Like, let me try this theory out. If we put a bomb there, leave, and then come back, does that give us the explosion area necessary to get 4 cents? It does indeed. So that 4 cents is very unlikely to actually be a difference maker, but it is nice to know at least that we've memorized that technique, and in certain situations it will be very important to use. We'll put a bomb down there. And I was looking for the small rock, but really we're rolling in spirit hearts, and I can't really complain. I'm going to use the death card just so we don't get caught in an explosion here. It's another tears upgrade. That's pretty good. I can't really complain about being in this situation. I mean, 31 cents on the first floor is pretty darn good. And we've gotten some attribute upgrades, but it's been a little finicky. I'm going to pick up the map. I think the map is a wonderful item, and I'm very happy to have it. And this does mean that I can find the secret room on this floor if there is one, and there is right there. And I did buy another key. We'll save that for the next floor. Rerolled our speed upgrade to get an HP and damage upgrade in the form of Odd Mushroom. There's Game of Seams happening again right in front of your eyes. Took a, life gives you lemons. Get as many rerolls as possible. Reroll those lemons into a more palatable fruit. So, theoretically, I could go open that golden chest. Might be a good idea. You got to choose which seams you open and which seams you don't. I'm going to choose not to open that seam. We're going to make our way onwards to the boss room. And Cellar XL ended up turning out okay. Let's take a quick inventory. We got Daddy Longlegs, a damage upgrade, 2 tears upgrades, a speed upgrade. Did I say the HP upgrade already? I can't remember. We got Blue Baby Soul, which is not particularly strong. We actually got, did we get 2 speed upgrades? Maybe we only got 1. Curse of the Labyrinth again is kind of nuts. We got the map, and we have enough money to go to a shop again if we get the keys necessary to make that happen. So I think that was a pretty good first floor. First 2 floors, technically. Deal with the Devil ended up not really panning out, but that's okay. Daddy Longlegs, such a good item on a rune like that, for example. And we might as well pick these Spirit Hearts up if we're immediately gonna go to this boss or go to the curse room anyway. It's not like we're gonna lose Spirit Hearts en masse before we make anything else happen. So, okay, that's gonna teleport us directly to the deal with the devil. And unfortunately, neither of these items I think are particularly strong right now. Yes, I theoretically could have become Guppy on this run. You're not wrong. That would have been nice, but it would have been risky as well, and, we've become Guppy a lot lately. I'm happy with our lot in life, but it is fair to say that it could offensively and defensively be a little bit better right now. We could have 9 lives and probably 2 HP, maybe more with the Spirit Heart combinations. Oh, I already went in there, that's okay, just a waste of a half heart, no big deal. Half Spirit Heart, I should say. Dead Bird is not quite good enough. My best friend is substantially worse, but, you know what? Actually, negligibly worse, I would say, because we're not going to take either of them. The main reason it's worse is because Dead Bird is at the very least a passive, so we could have picked it up and kept the D6, but no big deal. Again, it's a game of choices, and we've made our bed, we have to lie in it, and I think if we'd been a little bit more aggressive, we might be in a slightly better position right now, but we're already in a pretty comfortable position, so I can't feel too bad about things. Secret room is, they add up over time. Even if we only get, 3 cents from each one, I still think it's worth it given the number of bombs we have. We are going to be looking for the shop. It's not as valuable as it would have been on the last floor. I mean, as it was on the last floor, I should say. In theory, because we have a better chance of getting a... much better chance, I should say, of getting a mini-boss. But there's a second item room. We'll pop that open before we worry about the shop. And it's Polyphemus, so all of a sudden I don't feel too bad. The only thing I'm regretting right now is that it would have been awesome to, become Guppy, so our tears would do, or our flies would do an exceptional amount of damage. But my luck seems to be continuing so far. Didn't even have to use a reroll for that one. So no matter what happens on this run, the game was generous enough to give me Polyphemus. and I can't look a gift horse in the mouth on that one, so I am content with what we have here. Hopefully there will be some more seams over here. I'm gonna try to get out of the habit of calling them seams, because I'm starting to annoy myself a little bit, to be honest with you. And you know, they say you love yourself and you'll never work a day in your life. Nobody actually says that. That's an awful amalgam of a couple of other phrases. That being said, I'm gonna stop loving myself quite as much if I keep calling doors seams. Hey, you got a key, I want to unlock this seam. People will be like, what the fuck is wrong with this mental patient? And if you're a mental patient, I'm not trying to denigrate you at all. Just saying, I don't necessarily share your company, and no offense meant, but I prefer to keep it that way. So I'm gonna try to do some little dipsy doodling here. I'm doing this so that obviously I can get as many rerolls generated as is humanly possible. Avoid combat until I can use that combat for a better purpose. You know, if I'm gonna get engaged in fisticuffs here, I want to make sure that I'm getting the best possible rewards for it, because you know, life's short. You want to make sure it's as long as it can possibly be. That Daddy Longlegs there actually really impressed me. It looked like it took a while to pick its target, but when it picked its target, it picked the right one, which I appreciate. Now, there is an arcade on this floor, and I'm hoping that because there's so much unexplored floor left, there actually is like a boss trap room or something somewhere. We are going to be dealing with greed. Greed should be pretty easy given our assortment of items here. Every shot from Polyphemus is like 10%. Daddy Longlegs, another 10%. That adds up pretty quickly. So, that's another shop down the drain. We've only got 1 or 2 remaining, depending on how strictly the game seems to be adhering to this always Curse of the Labyrinth model. Maybe that's my punishment for playing the same seed twice in a row without realizing. I always forget when we end the NLSS that we play Isaac on to turn off enable seeded random. So that's my bad. I hope it didn't grossly negatively affect your opinion of that last run. So we can basically figure out what the rest of these rooms down here are just based on where we are in the game right now. Oh, why am I not using my fucking rerolls to reroll the... oh, that was so stupid of me. I forgot that there was a shitty item, my best friend up here. I think I got tunnel vision. Not tunnel vision, the opposite. What would be the vision tunnel? That doesn't make any damn sense. That sounds like an awful school of optometry. We'll reroll my best friend, though. And, you know, scapular is what it is. And I think is bad in the situation. We are going to open this golden chest. We've got the keys necessary to make it work. More bombs, more money, more keys. That's pretty much a win-win. Luckily, we have some space left for me to generate a reroll and still be able to use a reroll for the boss room items if we manage to get there. So I'm feeling okay about our performance so far, but that was a little bit of a gaffe on my part. A little late night here, so I'm going to use that as my excuse, even though I probably will not be going to bed for like another 6 hours. This is when most minds should be sharpest, but it's when mine continues to be as dull as it normally is. At least with respect to anything but word-based video games. Now, top right should be our reroll charge, if it's not a curse room, but something's telling me this is going to be a self-sacrifice room. Oh, no, okay. We could still make a sacrifice here. Hell, we could listen to Creed's My Sacrifice if we wanted to. I can't imagine why we would, but... you know, there it is in all of its glory if we want to. Vivo Creed, not in a, like, Spanish way, in a YouTube VEVO style. I don't want to boast, but YouTube.com/Northernlion does have more subscribers than Vivo Creed Official, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Scott Stapp still grossly outranks me on Google Trends, and what's really funny is that I'm just going to take Mr. Mega because we're not going to get another reroll for this room, but I'm a little disappointed with the way I handle this floor. But what's funny is that a few people out there are going to be laughing, saying like, oh, Northernlion, you're so silly. You don't actually check Google Trends to see where you and Scott Stapp rank relative to one another. I wish that were true, but you can go check it out for yourself. Dude's got like a 10-fold bonus on me. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a sex tape of myself out there, so that might be part of it. I also never penned the best-selling modern rock track of the 2000s, which, fuck, really? But that's higher, by the way. Although with Arms Wide Open has nearly double the views on YouTube. Why do I know this? Oh, Lord. This is the mental illness talking now, isn't it? Anyway, long story short, I'm guessing when Rebirth comes out, if you go to Google Trends, I'm on pace to maybe pass Scott Borland in terms of world famousness, and I'm excited about that. Scott Borland seems like a good person to pass. I totally did have time for another reroll, but I am still stoked to have Mr. Mega. But yeah, sorry, did I say Scott Borland? Wes Borland. you know, seems like a good company, but Scott Stapp is well out into the future. Hopefully, I'll be able to make that happen at some point in the future, but I'm going to need, seriously, to become, like, one of the top Minecraft or Call of Duty Let's Players, if that's going to be in the cards for me anytime soon, unfortunately. So, you know, do your part, like the video, subscribe. This is, maybe, let's make a... That's so shitty. Let's make a Twitter hashtag for it. It'll be called, Surmount Stapp by September. That's a lot of, you know, a lot of characters, so you're gonna have to be very conservative with your wording within said tweets. But yeah, there we go. Surmount Stapp by September is gonna be our social media push for the upcoming fall season in 6 months or so. So we did make it to a deal with the devil. We're gonna reroll the deal with the devil because it's more important than rerolling anything else. We're gonna pick up both items. Technology plus Polyphemus seems like, yeah, that pretty darn cool, right? So I'm happy about that. And Cat of Nine Tails can suck on my technology and both of my Polyphemuses. Both of my Polyphemi, sorry. And, of course, we're going to go to the mob trap room, just in case it has anything of value. Mind you, it's pretty unlikely at this point, but you can still maybe check out some time in the arcade as well. Technology plus Polyphemus, as you can see, pretty good combo. We are basically one-shotting everything, but we have no HP. But we do have the ability to fly now as a result of my actions. I'm content with that. We'll gamble a little bit on all fronts here. What I mean by that is we'll play the slot machine as well, because we don't really have that much, the slot machine and the three-headed Monty, because we don't really have that much incentive not to. You know, there's only 2 shops maximum remaining in the game. We might have a pretty decent chance to get a pretty fly. That's a pretty good upgrade when it comes, there we go, when it comes to fighting late game bosses. Maybe now we can get a second pretty fly. More money is coming out pretty quickly here, so hey, more pills, that's another tiers upgrade. The faster we can fire this technology, the better my life is. And yes, I am still a little disappointed because technology plus Polyphemus is basically your dream Guppy run. And to be honest with you, I still would be, I might even have more health if I had taken that Guppy option due to being able to use Guppy's paw, but so be it. This is the bed we've made, and we're gonna lie in it. Come on. You know you want to pay out a little bit more here. I believe that you want me to have a better run. I would like to fire a little bit more. I wonder if like a skinny odd mushroom would be nice right now. We did get the fat odd mushroom already. No. Okay, well, that sucks a little bit. That's gonna really, you know, cut down on our ability to gamble here. We will be able to get like another full... Hey, that's nice. We will be able to get another full charge, of health that we can use in this blood bank, but first things first, I do want to gamble until we get down to maybe 20 cents. 20 cents seems fairly reasonable to me, and we seem to keep getting lucky, which is nice as well. Nice in life, nice in the game. We don't have a luck, maybe we got 1 luck upgrade as a result of our pills. We got a pretty good pill rotation with the exception of the health down pill, but whatever. More keys is always nice. I didn't take Guppy's tail, and now I'm kind of kicking myself for that. If I find 2 Guppy items in a devil room, especially the first devil room, I should really just double down and take them, I guess. Would I still have been able to take Guppy's paw and technology? I don't know. Might have been close. I wouldn't have been able to get Spirit of the Night, but I wouldn't have needed it because I would be Guppy right now and would be able to fly just like that. We got 1 more play here until I feel like we should maybe mosey on a little bit, get back to full health, and then play that blood bank some more. I don't want to be at 20 cents, I want to be at 30 cents, but I'm assuming that because we can go to every secret room for the rest of the game, we'll be able to make it back, basically. So we'll get another 2 plays on our blood bank as a result of this. This will take us up to 24 cents, somewhere in that vicinity. It's not really 100% reliable, but 23, sure, that's fine. Then we'll gamble another 3 cents away on this guy, hopefully win some red hearts, fly love, whatever. Hey, I really wanted a victory there. That could have given us 1.5 hearts, which would have been awesome. And I do, you know, my tolerance for gambling in this game is pretty low. But we're getting a lot of keys, and that's kind of what I realized on the last run, which was, you know, you get so many keys when you gamble. It's worth it if you can just offer some half-decent conversation, which is what I try to do, and it doesn't always work out very well for me. That's just how I got on the whole Scott Stapp and Creed thing, and you find out that I spend my nights, you know, YouTubing alt-rock shit stars from the late 90s and early 2000s trying to figure out where my popularity ranks in relation to them, and then finding that it's a mere, like, an insignificant fraction, and then feeling really, or finding a way to reconcile that with the fact that I'm prouder than I should be. More prideful than I should be? I'm not actually sure how the conjugation works there. Alright, so we got back to 20 cents, and we're gonna try this again. Obviously, I'm putting a lot of my hopes on actually this working out. You know, we didn't even get fly love. I'm gonna go down to 15 cents in hopes of winning something here. Otherwise, we're probably just gonna leave the floor. as more money. Of course, whenever I say, like, we're gonna play until we get down to this much money, the game sees fit to reward me with, like, undue financial gain. Back to 20 cents. Here's this is the moment of truth. Red hearts, please. All right. If nothing else, at least we did get one orbital here. Not all orbitals are created equal, and Pretty Fly is, you know, maybe the worst, but we got it. It's better than nothing, isn't it? And, you know, we might get a 3rd level cube of meat, but apart from that, it doesn't look like many more orbitals are probably on their way here, considering we're already about to move on to Necropolis or the Depths. Which reminds me, this is why we're gambling, because we need more HP. Ideally, a lot more HP. Seriously, like, I just want to win this red heart. That's it. Okay, well, we got 1 red heart there. That'll allow us to gamble a little bit more. I know this is a little tedious for some of you. I apologize for that. I'm trying to strike a good balance between, you know, your boredom and my potential success. Which, you know, occasionally, not a lot of people, I should say. That would be a lie. But some people tell me, I wish you would gamble more. And that strikes me as A, the first sign of latent psychosis. Might want to get that checked out. But B, yeah, good reason to stay in here for a little bit of time anyway. Alright, 15 cents. There are more red hearts. I would not be proud of myself if I just left this floor. It would be compromising and it would be lazy. And, you know, we're going to do some killing very shortly with the undue amount of damage that we have going on here. Am I going to pick up Cat of Nine Tails? I don't think so. I don't know how it affects what we've got going on. We've got a good thing going, so I don't want to mess with it. Let's just pick up our last few remaining hearts, gamble as much as we can, and then move on to the next town, much like Sam Elliott in a western that I could not name. So we're going to have 2 more plays. The western that can't be named. That sounds like a real western. That was an accident, but a happy one, if nothing else. So we're going to go down to the blood bank here, and we got 2 more plays. It's a little bit of a Hail Mary, but luckily we've had the money to Hail Mary. That sounds like I've tried to hire a prostitute, and I did not mean it that way. I apologize if your name is Mary out there. Now, we have 1 more play. You know, I really want to go down to like 10 cents now, but we should probably just compromise and leave. I'll blow this up, and maybe we'll get some red hearts out of it. Thanks for fucking nothing. I will gamble 1 spirit heart away for our last gasp effort here. If it works out, I'll be a genius. It didn't. At least I got 4 cents for that spirit heart. That's actually not that bad of a deal. And we'll move on from what was an interesting Caves part, or Caves XL, Polyphemus, Mr. Mega, Misplays, Cat of Nine Tails we didn't even pick up. I'm trying to do the inventory. Fought Greed for sure. We're on the depths now, so at least it's going to be easier than Necropolis, especially if I don't dodge into shots, which is something I should probably be relying on. Cancer is a great trinket for us here. Doubling our rate of fire with the insane amount of firepower that we have going on is super nuts. So Brimstone we have to reroll. I'm not taking Brimstone over top of technology. Guppy set is not very good in our situation. And yeah, it could have become Guppy many different ways now. But we will be able to use that as a free Deal with the Devil pedestal to reroll. Not necessarily free, because it'll cost us, you know, 1 spirit heart each time. But it's not going to cost us any more keys to get in there. But actually, keys are not very valuable for us at all right now. This should be interesting. So this shop is super valuable. I really want to get Mom's Purse. This is the compass. We're not going to reroll the compass. As much as I wanted Mom's Purse, the compass is super awesome for us, obviously. And we can see where our other rooms are, and you might be saying that this seems like a good opportunity to... it's only going to cost us half a spirit heart every time we go in, actually. I forgot that I could fly. You might be saying it seems like a smart idea to go to that library and re-roll the shit out of it. We'll see if we can. We may or may not be able to. Definitely pick up the mark. Gives us even more damage. I think our beam might even be slightly bigger right now, which at least it puts us a step ahead of those internet spam ads that are always lying to me. Doesn't freaking work. This is a cautionary tale. And if the story makes you feel bad because this has happened to you, I apologize, but I think it's important for there to be a learning experience for all people involved in this. This is why people watch these episodes. It's certainly not to learn good Binding of Isaac play or optimal Binding of Isaac play. But there's a story on Reddit, and it was like, what's your biggest regret in life? And there was a guy, he's like 20 maybe. I don't want to say a kid, but it's, you know, in the context of the story, it kind of makes sense. I thought maybe we'd come in here just to see if there was anything of value. We could Book of Shadows onto the self-sacrifice room down there, but it's kind of tedious. Yeah, so when he was younger, maybe like 17 or 18, he bought this thing online. He was self-conscious about the size of his member, as some young men are, and that's not me trying to subtly brag and say I have a large phallus. I'm just saying I understand the compunction, shall we say. And he bought something online. It was some kind of physical extender that you're supposed to attach to your member maybe 45 minutes to an hour a day, if I remember correctly, from the packaging. Not that I... hey, now. But yeah, and he did that. But he did it when he was drunk or something like that for like the third time. The other times had gone well. And he fell asleep with it on, and it stretched out his pelvis muscle or the muscle of his member so much that he actually is essentially impotent now and can't get aroused. And, you know, just if you want to use devices like that, I don't know the medical integrity of them. Maybe they do what they, you know, what it says they're supposed to do. Maybe they don't. What I will say, be cautious, man, because he's in this thread like, I'm dealing with, like, real depression as a result of this. Like, this has ruined my life, blah, 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 and I understand it. I'm going to pick up the shot speed upgrade here just because it gives us the extra tarot card, which is a pretty good one. So yeah, that was the Devs Part 1, weirdest segue of all time. But seriously, or sincerely, you know, if you're going to attach a penis extender, don't fall asleep with it on, because I'm not even, like, it sounds like I'm trying to mine this for humor, but I have more respect for this guy than that, and I just don't want you to befall the same fate, okay? I know people are going to be furious with this. You know what? I can't pick up Mom's Knife. I was going to pick it up for the incredible damage, but I've had Mom's Knife Polyphemus damage before. Let's re-roll it and try to get something better. I know that seems crazy. I'm not just doing it to placate fans, honestly. The odds of me having Mom's Knife Polyphemus are better than me having Technology Polyphemus and this big-ass laser that one-shots basically everything. It's not like we're hurting for damage right now. Why dilute the quality of the run by picking up Mom's Knife, you know? Maybe we'll just try to stack up some more damage, get as big of a beam as we possibly can without falling asleep with the penis extender on, which was what started that whole segue to begin with. By the way, if you're easily squeamish about stuff like that, I sincerely apologize. But, yeah, I didn't take Mom's Knife. I can't take Mom's Knife now. So be it. We know that there's not going to be a greed in this shop now, which is very nice. We will go back and reroll that item again. So, just a cautionary tale there. I'm sure there are some people out there who maybe have success stories using stuff like that, but, you know, it's true what they say. It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean, which is not really comforting when it comes to intercourse, and is truly terrifying when it comes to the fucking, like, if you're a sailor or you're going on, like, a ferry trip or something like that, right? You get on a big boat and you're like, I'll be safe, and then somebody's like, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean, aka, if shit goes south, we're fucked no matter how big the cruise liner is. That's a terrifying expression. It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. We should stop saying that. I'm giving myself a complex now. I've never previously been afraid of nautical sea travel, but now I am. Sea creatures, yes. Sea travel, no. Get a little seasick, but that's about it. Yeah, Mom's Purse is actually a killer upgrade for us here. We don't need to buy anything else, to be honest with you. Mom's Purse is exactly what I wanted, so that's pretty solid. Let's go back here to our curse room. We can still get a decent item in there. Plenty of health. Need more HP, but plenty of health for now and for the future with a map and a compass. The near future, at least, I should say. We'll see how that works out for us. Anyway, I'm going to try to get my brain off that tangent. So it's more difficult than you might expect. Can't just come up with another topic on the fly. It's like, you ever try to talk with, well, this is obviously a you know, young male-centric viewpoint, but you ever, you know, when you're younger, try to talk to a girl and you're like, oh, what do I say, what do I say, what do I say? It's kind of like that when you're talking to YouTube, but instead of, like, a girl, you know, it's just like 30,000 people, which is pretty crazy. But the secret that I learned, and I wish I knew this in high school, maybe I would have had a better time, is just never shut up. Maybe that would have made me the most annoying kid in the whole school. And I'm actually fairly quiet in real life, as people who hang out with me in real life under normal conditions can attest to. That being said, that's my strategy for YouTube. How do you come up with so many things to talk about during your run? Do you have notes on the side of what you should talk about? Wow, that is a really lucky pickup there in the form of Nun's Habit. Nah, dude, just let it fly. Keep those neurons going, and if you'll notice, it seems like I'm talking a lot. I'm saying many words. The number of words coming out of my mouth is enormous, probably. If you look at an average run of Isaac, what are we talking, like 4,000 or 5,000 words, maybe even more? It's probably more than the average person actually speaks on a daily basis, which is fucking crazy. But, again, what I was gonna say is, if you look back on maybe the last 3 or 4 minutes of conversation, I've literally communicated no ideas. Except for this one right here that I'm communicating no ideas. I haven't said jack shit at all. I've just been talking about how I like to talk. And that was stupid of me. Maybe that's what they call the gift of gab. Most of the time I don't have the gift of gab, but when I'm talking to a microphone and I get the stream of consciousness going, the juices start flowing, and we got a stew going. Sure, I'll take lard. Our speed is fine. We're a little tanky now, in a bad way, but we're tanky in a good way, too. We've got more HP, and I just think I just have to get used to the speed that we have. Because we did get a couple of speed upgrades to start this run with, so I'll just get used to it, and we should be fine nonetheless. So we are going to be fighting Mom here. We will have a reroll if all these remaining rooms have combat. We have an incredible amount of damage, which is always nice. It's a little bit more difficult to hit enemies than you would expect, given the size of our laser here, but again, it's the terrifying motion of the ocean, isn't it? Okay, so Daddy Longlegs, I forget how this actually works during the Mom fight. Apparently it's just bad. That seems to be how it works, or rather does not work. That was the easiest fight of all time, and we'll have stem cells, the Polaroid, and a third HP upgrade, actually like a fourth technically if you count Lard as more than one, HP upgrade to take with us here. And map, compass, technology, Polyphemus, we're in a pretty amazing position here. Let's try not to bung it up. I've bunged up better runs than this before, but I feel like we're in a sincerely, truly amazing position. This is even like a lot of the things I've talked about. I've ignored Nun's Habit, Fat Odd Mushroom, the crazy amount of HP we all of a sudden have, Daddy Longlegs, which is a crazy good item. Lots of great things befalling us right here. And yes, we could go exploit the library a little bit, but I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a waste of time. I'd like to have some tea and maybe, you know, upload this video, I guess. I was gonna say, like, I'll do like some leisurely activities. Then I had a weird moment of clarity where I was like, I don't do anything for leisure, which sounds bad. It does, but no. You know, my eyes are recording. My recording of everything basically, except for games that I truly find terrible. Scribblenauts en masse. That is my leisure. So thank you for spending your leisure time with me, or thank you for spending my leisure time with me, you freaking weirdo. Why don't you leave me alone? I could read a book or something like that. Okay, so obviously technology Polyphemus is doing quite a number on them here. Did I already go into the secret room? I'm having like weird retrograde amnesia here. We will check out the library because we've already been to one. Book of Belial would actually, let's just try this out for size here. Alright, that's fucking huge. It would be really cool to run with Book of Belial and just see how much damage we could do, but theoretically we actually could. Oh, this should give us a second orbital, which is actually... I used Book of Revelations and no Spirit Heart appeared. Okay then, fair enough. Not really fair at all, actually, but that's okay. I don't think I've had Anarchist Cookbook yet, so we still have a little bit of work to do before the library will actually become a double item room. And we probably won't put in that work, but hopefully that Book of Revelation still triggered a Cube of Meat battle here, you know, a battle against death, or theoretically Conquest can sometimes pay out with what I would want as well. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, have we taken any damage on this floor at all? Have we even come close? I'm pretty confident that we're in a very winnable and winning position here. We're going to be fighting against death. That's great. This will give us our second level orbital, which is extremely important because I want to make sure that I'm set up for those late game boss fights, and I think I am right now. No deal with the devil, which is kind of surprising to me, but hey, on to the next floor with a little bit of extra defensive power, a little bit more punchy now. Yes, there is a blood bank, there's a boss trap room, etc., etc. Might as well re-roll that. Sure, I'll take the Ankh. It's very unlikely that it'll be important, but yeah, cooler heads prevail. We could milk the game for all it's worth at this point, but we've already kind of, you know, run it hard and hung it up wet. Is that, I forget, what's that expression? Looks like she's been ridden hard. It could be a he too. Looks like he's been ridden hard and left out wet. I can't. It's. You should not talk about people like they are towels, but I always like that expression for just the sheer like palpability of its disgustingness. I guess you don't ride a towel hard, but you can leave it out wet if you're irresponsible with the way that you handle your laundry, I suppose. Alright, well, this is a Mom's hard boss fight that really should present zero problem whatsoever, and I'm really glad that we didn't pick up Mom's knife, actually. I think it would have cheapened the fact that we have a very comically, hilariously good run going on here. It really is just stupidly powerful, and that's the first bit of damage we've taken since we fought Mom, I think. And we didn't take any damage on her either, so I don't even know when the last time we took damage prior to that was. We will... Free Spirit Heart for a bomb seems like a pretty good deal for me. I totally neglected to even remember that we have Mr. Mega as well, and Mr. Mega is not only a great name for a plus-sized rapper. I love that that is a theoretical genre. Quad shot multiplies your technology damage by 3. People have told me this. I'm gonna pick it up. It does make our beam a little smaller, I think. I don't know, but if it multiplies the damage, that's all I really care about. So we have another library over here. Library's got some shit in it. Yes, again, we could milk it, but please have mercy on an aging, I didn't say old, I said aging, on an aging man here. We're just gonna move on and fight the boss. We don't need that bravado anymore, you know? There's this, it might be an apocryphal tale, but there's a story, and it's a Greek philosopher. I can't remember if it's Plato or Socrates or Aristotle, but it's one of the main Greek philosophers, you know, the big ones. And they say, or one of let's say it's Plato. One of Plato's pupils comes up to him. Plato's an older man at this point. Like, I can't remember when he died. I mean, let's say he was in his 50s. Apparently, I'm making this story up as I go along, based on the number of details I'm taking creative license with. But anyway, so the young student comes up and he's got his like toga on backwards, right? And he's like, "Yo, Plato, bro, it must totally suck that you're old now. And like, you can't bone ladies all the time." And like, let's be honest, it totally could. But anyway, Plato like smacks him across the mouth and is like, "You fool, you'll never know the solace of old age," or something like that, where you don't have to worry about impressing people as much. That's, I'm happy with the speed upgrade, to be honest with you. You don't have to worry about impressing people as much. You don't have to worry about, you know, trying to, in particular, maybe spend half of your time trying to come up with stuff to convince the opposite sex to sleep with you. He paints it as if it is, you know, Zen-like or meditative. By the way, this is a complete show of power. The wafer, the miter, skeleton key. Great items, right? Fuck them. We re-rolled them. We'll take Sacrificial Dagger instead. Suck on that. Sacrificial Dagger, obviously, way, way better than the wafer, right? Anyway, that's how I kind of feel about Isaac. Whenever people are like, "Man, you totally," on like a run that's already won, or otherwise, like, committed to a result. "Man, you totally could have, like, spent another 45 minutes and gotten Isaac super jacked instead of just settling for a run that was a win." And I'm like, you will never understand, or maybe one day you will, the serenity of compromise. You will never understand what it means to eat a cheeseburger and be like, "I'm out of shape and it feels good." Now I'm going to pick up the Curved Horn, stick with Cancer as well, and this is basically just to get the free damage upgrade. We'll come back down here and take a quick reroll of these 3 items. Okay, I was thinking Remote Detonator could be fun. You know what? I was thinking we'd also take the Razor Blade, but if we can only take one into the boss fight, I'm going to take Remote Detonator because I'm going to try something funky to at least finish this off. The Polaroid's probably not worth anything to us, as you're well aware, I'm assuming. So let's try something here that I've been talked about a lot with Remote Detonator. If you place these bombs here, it will theoretically block shots from Isaac. They don't seem to be doing a very good job of it. Let's see if he shoots at me. The flies still make it out. I can't tell if they actually are blocking shots here. But at the very least, we're going to put like 12 bombs around him here. And then let's see if we hit him. Can he get some shots through? No, like almost all the shots get blocked, so that's funny. But then let's blow them all up. That nearly killed him. Alright, we'll just finish the fight. I was just interested to see how that actually worked. If he placed more bombs around him, we totally could have killed him in one shot. And if we placed the bombs a little bit more effectively, we probably could have kept ourselves from getting hit. But that's a good bit of information to have for future reference as well, I guess. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep tunneling into my psyche. If you did enjoy the episode, click the like button. It helps out a lot. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.